guys. My name's David Oak, and I'm from Robur. We've built an online platform that helps individual investors generate new investment ideas based on 5-year company financial data. So we had a very soft launch at the beginning of the year. So far we have around 600 users signed up, and that's growing very rapidly. So what problem are we actually trying to solve? So your typical individual investor has 3 problems. First of all, they need to generate investment ideas that are built on proper fundamental data. What we're trying to steer them away from are these kind of articles that you read in the Motley Fool, like top 10 stocks that are going to explode your portfolio in 2015 rubbish. Secondly, they need to access and understand the company financial data itself. Now, outside of the US, this is particularly difficult to do. And thirdly, time. If you look at the demographic of the standard individual investor, they're going to have a full-time job, they might be married, children, etc., etc. For them to actually perform proper financial due diligence on any equities they're interested in purchasing, it's quite tough and time-consuming. So how are we actually going to solve their problem? We've developed an online platform, and this is broken down into 2 products. So this is the first one, you can see it here. It's a global fundamental stock screener. What you can do is type in the geographical location or sector that you may be interested in, and the terminal here is going to build a list of potential stocks for you. But more importantly, what it's done is rank the companies from top to bottom performing based on their 5-year fundamental data. Now, of course, you can't make an investment decision on this, but what it does do is help narrow down the scope of companies that you may be interested in. And this brings me on to the second part of the product. Once you've built a list of 2 or 3 companies you may be interested in, you need to look at them in a lot more depth. And the second part of the product helps you do that. So even though this is over 2 or 3 slides I'm going to show you, please bear in mind that on the product, this is viewed on one single HTML page. So at the top, you get a brief overview of how the company's been performing. You get some up-to-date ratios like net asset value per share, book value per share, etc., etc. But what's more interesting is what's going on underneath. Here we're seeing 5-year fundamental trends. What are they doing? Have they been growing revenue? What's the shareholder equity been doing? Have they been paying off their long-term debt? All these kind of things that as investors we should be interested in. On top of that, we also see company valuation and profitability trend lines. Are they increasing their bottom line? We also have this unique company cash flow. This is quite interesting. We get a lot of positive feedback from our investors. We all know that cash is king. What we can see here is, firstly, how the companies are deriving their cash, and secondly, where they're spending it. And at the bottom, we have analyst expectations. It gives a little bit of feedback of what the market thinks the company's been doing. Now, for the more savvy investor, we also have this standardized data here. What I mean by standardized is that no matter what company you look at, regardless of the geographic location or what sector, the income statement, cash flow, balance sheet, all going to look exactly the same. So you can compare them like for like. Now, our competition. There are a few people in this marketplace. You've probably heard of most of them. Financial Times, Morningstar, Wall Street Journal. We do differentiate from them in a number of different ways. So firstly, we're the cheapest. It's only $150 a year. Secondly, we have a much better user experience. If you go onto a competitor's website, all this data is spread out over multiple pages. It takes a long time to really understand how the company's been performing. Thirdly, we're more accurate. Our competitors use standardized algorithms that scrape this data automatically. Now, we're based in Manila, and what that allows us to do is to physically go onto the company PDF and get this data by hand. And thirdly, the US data market is totally oversaturated. We're not interested in that. We're interested in providing data to investors who are interested in a much more excited area such as Asia and certain parts of the EU. Although I do stress we do cover every single major stock index. So who are our customers? We see that there's 2 avenues of revenue. The first is the individual investor. This is a very significant market. There's 36 million of them. It's growing at 7% a year. Second is the B2B market. When we started putting together this product, we initially only meant it for the individual investor. And what we found is that we're actually having wealth management companies and e-brokerage coming up, and they're wanting to white label our product and put it on their website. So a little bit about us. See, I'm David. I've had 10 years in business development in Asia. This is actually my 3rd startup. My partner Derek, he's an ex-Thomson Reuters divisional director, and he's a lot of experience managing databases. And thirdly, Alain Frenchmont, who heads up our software development team. So we've already spent about $150,000 developing the product, and this year we're looking to raise an additional $550,000. This is mainly to nail down a custom acquisition costs and to ensure long customer lifetime value. We've already committed $220,000 ourselves, and we're looking to raise the remaining here. Thank you all for your time, and I'm happy to take your questions.